Yo, mateys. All right. Let's see how the audio is today. Hopefully I fixed my problems. Let me know. Do I sound like a robot? Is the latency good today? Welcome to the stream. I'm
the pirate wizard Limithron. Welcome aboard the ship of the dead.
Today we're going to be live designing a class for Pirate Borg, which is a stretch goal in our current Kickstarter, Down Among the Dead. But before we jump into that, I want to show off my friend Brian's project. It's funny, I didn't even know he was going to be here, but here he is. But I have this already queued up. Let's see if I can share my screen. Present. Share screen. Entire screen. Here we go. Okay. This is a Vastgrim card game that is live on Kickstarter now. Go back it. It's called Plunderlust, which, I'm gonna be honest, would be a pretty good name for a Pirate Borg version. Let's see here. What's the talk about this? Basically, I haven't played it yet. I have a copy, and so does Tyler. We're talking about playing tonight. Space. Brian says it's Space Pirates. So if you're into card games or you want to try a card game that is like based on a Morkborg adjacent project, definitely check this out. Vastgrim is like space. It's like neon space punk with cool worms. And Brian is also like my favorite dude in the industry. So definitely check this thing out. Tyler, welcome to the stream. Let's play it later. Okay, cool. Well, so today let's dive in. So we're going to be talking about making the Deep One class. I've had this idea for a while. It also makes a lot of sense because one of the adventures in Down Among the Dead is called Into the Maelstrom, which is a vampire adventure, but spoilers, the vampires are deep ones. So I thought it'd be really cool to have a class. I mean, you can kind of play as a deep one already as one of the aquatic mutant class feature things, but I think given that they're like the only non-mermaid sentient race in the game, besides, I mean, if you don't count like the sentient monkey and stuff, like magic anomalies, if you talking about like intelligent races, you've got basically deep ones and merfolk and humans. So why not be able to play as one? Maybe you could do a whole campaign as one. So let me show you what I got going here on my little screen. Okay, so I got a couple ideas for this. And, we've got 2 hours. Classes aren't that complicated in Pirate Borg, so we're going to see how far we can get. If you have thoughts or ideas, feel free to throw them into chat. I am not going to be staring at chat, so it might take me a while to get to them, but I would love your guys' feedback. Okay, so first things first. My big pitch for these deep ones is that the 6, most of the classes in Pirate Borg have 6 options, like starting options. And ideally, like with the, I think like with the swashbuckler, I think it's cool when those 6 things don't change. Like they're kind of like your, what do they call those in 5th edition? Your subclass kind of. so they like set a core thing about your character that is different every time you roll up one of those. Hypothetically, you could play with 6 deep ones and they'd all be different, maybe. Um, and then we want the level up options to be unique from those, so that the players can like get better and be different as they get better. But here's my pitch, and I want to know what you guys think about it. I'm thinking of doing 6. The starting roll is the 6 origins for your deep one. The core pitch for this being, how deep in the ocean is your deep one ancestry? And I had this little graphic to kind of show kind of some of the inspirations for the names. I think we might end up going with more, player friendly names. I can't really imagine a Pirate Borg table being I'm a mesopelagic deep one, although that could be cool. I mentioned on an earlier interview, or maybe another stream, that I did really like the idea of both abyssal and Hadal, I believe, especially because I read this book called The Descent, which is not the backing for the movie, like the story behind the movie, but whatever. So basically in that book, this is another spoiler thing if you're going to read it, but I'll try to keep it mild. Basically, the humans have discovered via, crags in below Everest and in caves in like the South America, that there's an entire network of caves under the ocean, or under the ocean plates, and that basically like hell is real, or there's some version of it is real, and that there's this whole race of people who live down there. Very cool book. Very like the first half of it. I mean, it's a great book, but the first half of it, it's called The Descent. The first half of it is like so captivating because it's kind of like a deep space movie, but instead of going deep into space, like, the crew gets recruited to go like investigate this underground race, and then they like dive deep in, but then there's like these new cities that have popped up to investigate these races, and I don't know, it just very much feels like a science fiction movie, but it's like under the tectonic plates. So but okay, so I had some ideas. Okay, so just an overview here. We're going to go with 6 core concepts for how to play a deep one, or like, I guess your deep one origin. Maybe even push it to 8, because I had a couple other ideas. The adventure that I'm writing for the starter set, which is called Trapped in the Tropics. I have the idea that that's going to be like a 4-part adventure. Excuse me a second. It's going to be a 4-part adventure, and I'm thinking of starting with like a river encounter where you're on a boat but not on the open sea, and there's definitely going to be a big temple. You can see the temple in the cover that I'm drawing. But I really like the idea that there are kind of, what do you call it, cenote deep ones, like deep ones that are kind of from the cenotes in Mexico on the dark Yucatan, or maybe they're like very rivery, like Amazon rainforest vibes. So I definitely want to do that. River, lake. We'll call this cenote too. Cenote. And some of these are going to be a little hard to get mechanical with. But we're gonna do our best. Okay. Wait, no. God damn it. I don't have a fix for this audio. It's makes me want to quit StreamYard. Oh my God. All right. This is like, what a nightmare to pay a service so that they can stream, and then it doesn't stream. I never have this problem. Yes, yes, everybody, I know we're having problems. Just fucking kill me. Yeah, I mean, this is going to go in and out. All right. Welcome back, Tyler. Can hold on, I can't hear you. Can you I don't know if that's you or me thing. It's like I don't know what to do. It's so irritating. You guys get to all watch me melt down on live stream. I know it's good now, but that doesn't. That means it keeps happening. So I can't hear you yet, Tyler. Okay, we're just everybody hang in there. Technical difficulties. Nope. All right, I guess I'll just keep going. How about this? How about let's just come up with a code so that I can know just by glancing at chat if the audio is going bad. Just put a bunch of X's and hit enter in the chat, like a bunch. Let's practice. Everybody type X and hit enter in the chat. So pretending like the audio is bad so I can know. I think there's probably a little bit of delay too. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. No more X's. No more X's. No more X's. So if the chat goes bad again, just start doing audio starts going bad again. We'll do that. And then I'll know to stop talking about something important. And we'll get Tyler back. Oh, I have to add him back here. Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool.
Can you turn up?
Turn up? Yeah. No, I'm a max.
Okay.
But I'm just here. It went away when I showed up last time, so I'm just gonna turn on the setting that makes me go away. So
I don't think that's it. I'm happy to have you here. I just wish I could do a freaking stream without the audio going out. Was the video fine?
Yeah, the video's fine.
I don't understand. It's so annoying.
Just goes. It's like yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be a lag thing. Okay. Anyway. What were you listening? What was I talking about?
I was, I don't know.
Okay.
I was distracted.
Let's just pick back up where I was. Oh man, it takes the wind out of my sails every time. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So we're talking about all the different places that we think these deep ones could be from. Planning to have 6, maybe 8. I don't want it to be too complicated. I want it to be like as themey as possible. So I don't really think we're going to need more than 6. So I think I definitely want to do a river, lake, cenote one. You might almost say freshwater. Though.
Oh, it's the audio's doing it again.
Okay. I'm gonna take, I guess.
Yeah, so me being here clearly doesn't fix it.
Yeah, no, I knew that wasn't it.
Thanks, chat. It stopped, but of course the intermittentness is real bad.
Yeah. All right, Tyler, why don't you tell the chat stream what you've got going on, and I'm gonna do a little research.
Here, let me lower my. There we go. Hey, now we're the same size. Hi, everybody. What do I have going on? I'm diving into the wonder world of advertising, and I was recording stuff before jumping in here, and I'm working on some new stuff here and there. Got the Gamehole Con all situated, and we're ready for that for next week. Fenn's coming out. We're stoked for. Brian, are we going to see you there? I assume so. Let me know in chat. He already talked about Plunderlust. I did play it last week. It was awesome. My daughter and I had some fun with it too, even though she's 3. I was like, I totally got this big boss. And then the big boss came down and was like, I totally don't have this big boss. So I'm really excited for that. What else have going on? Talking with Zach, our boy, a lot about the Kickstarter, of course, and future projects. I picked up the 2024 5e Players Handbook, and I've been really enjoying it. I know that it's like easy for like only the negatives to come through on the internet, but so far it's like every page I've read of like, this is written better than the previous version, than any other 5e book I've read so far. Sweet, Brian. I see that the comment. We'll see you there, man. I expect to play some Plunderlust for sure. What else could I? So we got Gamehole Con and all that jazz. That's going to be fun. That's all squared away and stuff. And PAX Unplugged after that. So we lined up the Kickstarter 2 to end at 5:00 on Friday during Gamehole Con. So it's like it's the weekend. The Kickstarter's over. Like, yay, huzzah! Drink rum. I'm gonna have to get a bottle of rum just for that moment. Pop the cork. Can't be champagne. It's got to be rum, right? Or grog at worst.
Okay, I guess let's try it again.
All right. Cool.
Like right now, I feel like I'm going to cancel StreamYard because this is like, fool me once, shame on me, right?
Yeah, right. Like you got some technical issue, but now.
I mean, it's like if the video is good and I can,
Yeah.
it's clearly a technical problem. So
Yeah, for sure.
So wait, when it happens, you hear me messed up, right?
Yeah, I actually heard you in StreamYard here. Like I'm in the program and I could hear it right here.
Okay,
So-
so you can just let me know when it happens. Just
Yeah.
raise your hand.
I will. There's a way to turn off my camera with like making my image go away. I just have to figure out how to do it. So if I pop away, it's on purpose.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's try this again.
This message has been brought to you by your quartermaster.
I mean, dude, you can
Sign
stay
up to
down
be a
there.
quartermaster today.
I don't mind unless you want to be hidden.
No, it's your I got the green going on too. I totally redid my back, my office here.
Yeah, we got
just
the,
for
we got
you
the
guys.
deep one vibes for sure.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Can we do it this way? There we go. No, that's too small. I'm still learning, guys. I'm sorry. This is stupid. I know nobody wants to watch this, but you know what? We'll get there.
I think most people are hanging out, doing something else.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them are at work, and they're enjoying listening to one of their favorite game designers talk about one of their favorite
That
games.
better not be. But we could do that on Discord, though. The whole point of it, we're trying to be professional.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
anyway.
We'll get there. Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
That's
But it
true.
was sunk in an afternoon.
Okay, so back to this here. We're talking about the Deep One River Lake Cenote. I could almost see Cenote being a second one. Second class. Because cenotes are saltwater, I think, typically. I'm gonna have to look that up. I think here, let's try this. It probably varies, actually. Yeah, I think it does vary. So maybe they could be like a brackish vibe, brackish. I think that might come down to the mechanical vibe because like, who cares where they're from, really? I think what players are really going to care about is how it affects their gameplay. Okay, I really like Neuretic. That was actually what I was going to call the pelagic. We figured out it was not pelagic, right?
Pelagic
Vampires.
Yeah, with a long A.
Which means fish-like. I was actually going to call them Neuretic. The idea being that they are coastal vampires. I had the idea of them actually being like from an Arctic inspiration, but you know what? Game design led to a different way. So we're going to say Neuretic coastal is a vibe. I have a note of omnivores here, but I don't really know why that matters. And then you've got these different layers of the ocean. Mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssal pelagic, and hadal. I mean, I definitely want abyssal and hadal. I even have them on here twice. That's how bad I want it. Okay. So that puts this at, if we renumber this at 1, let's see if I can get my obsidian to behave. That's 8. And like deep one, no, that's dumb. So we're going to cut that one. Abyssal. And then Neuretic, coastal. And then I think my idea is like, basically you've got coastal and then you've got the like higher water and then lower water. But then abyssal, I mean, I don't know what those are going to, I'm going to hit a wall on these a bit when it comes to what they're going to do mechanically. I think that's going to be kind of a problem. So we'll dive into them here. Let's see if we can get a good jumping off point here.
I think even if they just have different mechanics, that's fine. Like the theme is cool.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm going to run out of ideas for why they have different mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's try this. I forget the name of this sunlight area. Like this is going to be like the sunlight. I don't know the name. Maybe we'll call this for now. Bath y'all. Bath y'all. I'm a bath y'all deep one. Come on board for some bath y'all deep one times, eh? We got submarines. We got kelp. Ooh, kelp could be cool.
Epipelagic, mesologic, bathopelagic, abyssopelagic.
Okay. This is a good start, I think. So let's go to the cores, though. I think this is a class. It's not going to be an add-on. You're going to pick this and just be a deep one. And then from there, you're going to be able to, level up. Of course, a talented GM can let you diversify your, thing into whatever you want, I think. But let's talk about the weapon. I think, do we want to give them one of the regular pirate weapons? Like, how pirate are these deep ones? It is Pirate Borg. Are we just going to assume that they all... Actually, you know what? I'm going to say no weapon for now. Hear me out. We're going to say baked in. Okay, because here's the other thing I want to talk about. So the core D6 on the, let's say on the left, is going to be, it's your origin, if you will. Oh, so we'll call this origin. And I think an origin will set a boon and a burden, to use our Lord of the Rings card game names. So maybe some kind of, for example, the deep ones will be able to see the Haddle ones will be able to see 100% like in the dark, but but they're probably like have some trouble in the light, that kind of thing.
That's cool.
But then the other thing I'm thinking about doing, because of what I think of when I think of deep ones and how they work, is that the leveling up, I think after level 1, and we'll just call it level 1, even though I know they're not numbered in Pirate Borg. My thought was to have 2 tracks. You could have a bunch of tracks, but I feel like having 2 makes it simple enough for it to work in Pirate Borg, but also interesting enough to really explore it. And the 2 tracks would be Warrior and Shaman. Because at level 1, you're just a deep one. You're just like Joe Schmo, Eddie the Fish, and you have, not really climbed the ranks of deep one society or your pirate society. But then I like the idea that each one of these gets a, 6 level ups. I have seen some people be like really confused why some only get 6 level ups and some classes get more. Maybe we could do more. Maybe we could do like the sorcerer, where they kind of pip up. The sorcerer's spells get better as they level up.
I'm a big fan of when they have a, if taken again, it gets better. It gets more deadly version. I think that like adds a lot of replayability.
Okay, so then maybe we don't need 6. We just need enough good ones that can have level up, options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Shaman could totally be, like those are the 6 deep one type spells that just kind of like the sorcerer, and they get better, right? And then, but then also that could be, I don't know, it's going to come down to what they are. So that's my thoughts, and I think these are all spells. Warrior could be all like abilities. Okay, so then I was thinking that maybe so do you think that you get the class immediately? Like what do we call this? Job? Not job. Role. Because if you get that immediately, I feel like a shaman starts with a staff, and then a warrior starts with some kind of maneuvers. Warriors can have maneuvers, totally. Career, chat's got some good ideas. So here's what I'm thinking: is the question, do you pick your at level 1, do you also roll for a career, if you will? What is that? Are you showing that?
Yeah, a cast. That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. I think, but yeah, the spear trident harpoon vibe, that's a good idea. D2 career. Things to think about here. So I guess the question is like, are we going to split it right away? So at level 1, you're already on your warrior or shaman track, or can you pick that at level 2? Because if you do it at level 1, then you can assign the weapon. Though I feel like a level 1 shaman would probably still have a like a very deep one weapon, right? What if you get a regular weapon for being a deep one, or they all start with a spear? So here we say weapon, spear. And, of course we'll flavor it when we get to the time, But then when you pick your subclass at level 2, you get, a warrior weapon. And then you also get your, we'll call it, to use 5e stuff, we'll call it your spellcasting focus, because I like the idea that it's like, it's either a, coral staff, a large seashell. What else could this be? I like the idea of it being like, you've got like a familiar. Maybe it's like a like jellyfish that follows you around, or a crab, or a familiar. I am terrible at spelling. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys gonna have to watch it all happen. Or a familiar, like a crab, jellyfish, or what was the last one I said? It could be a bird. Crab, jellyfish, bird. Conch shell, yeah. Shell. Yeah, for sure. And then these are going to be spells. Yeah, I think I like that idea, because I don't really think you should. I like the idea that you have to like survive before you pick your deep one track. Okay, so that's the spear. Clothing. I think. So here's the question: are these deep ones pirates? Are these the crew that you run into when you're watching the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, or the deep, they're like Davy Jones's dudes? They're like, oh, that guy looks like a shark, but he's just a pirate. Are they wearing like pirate clothes, or are they wearing like deep one clothes? One thing to remember, that the deep ones are probably I think if we're sticking to Lovecraft lore, I think a lot of them have started as humans and turned into deep ones. Depending on how deep you go into the lore, deep ones can't procreate on their own. So that means they probably all had human backgrounds. So it means them wearing deep one clothing, or like human pirate clothing, would be fine. Or they could develop their own style. I don't know. That's a tricky one. I think no hat. Then it goes to the same thing, though. Goes to the same thing. Okay, and then let's go toughness. I don't really see a reason why they wouldn't just be D8. I think they are probably large, but I think we probably want to make a baseline of them being average so that they aren't too tough. So I think just D8 plus toughness, yeah. So we'll come back to the clothing. I'm trying to think too. The other thing this makes you think about is like, how are you going to use a deep one in play? Obviously, you could play a deep one campaign, and they could start under Devil Reef, and they could be fully entrenched in like a Lovecraftian city or Cathagan, and that's great. But the reality is that it's, for our design purposes, it's probably more likely that one player is a deep one, or one or two of them. And that makes me think that they probably would be deep ones that had joined the crew. So we're going to go with, I think we're going to go with just normal clothing. So we'll say, I think I have a copy of Pirate Borg here. Oh no, of course, when I had my issues, I get like all prepared and then the stream crashes and, you know, so let me pull up my copy of Pirate Borg PDF. Okay, so let's go look at the clothing table. Two-page view. You guys seen this book? Overrated at best, man. I don't know. Clearly, I don't know my own book. Here we go. Is there any reason, I guess, would a deep one be in, I don't think a deep one would be in plate or chain shirt to start. I think that's really like a fighter thing. They might get better armor if they go down the track, but I think I'm going to say a D8 on the clothing table to start. I think that's the right move. So clothing is, we'll just say D8. And maybe then the characters can like, flavor it. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, here, fishnets. Yeah, sure. Why not? Or sailcloth. But I don't think we need to like, you know, we need to give them a starting baseline, especially think like a new player who takes this. Yeah. Okay. So, ooh, you know what? Someone here mentioned, yes, they do keep growing and they just get bigger and bigger. I do like the idea that maybe one of these, we'll add it to the list, is like an ancient that's just now coming to combat, or like elder. So maybe they're larger. And that would be like plus HP, I think. And maybe plus presence. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay. What else we got to figure out? Okay, so here's the thing. We are making it's like race as class. And I don't think, especially since the deep ones have their heritage is very linked to humans, I don't think it really makes sense to give them a blanket modifier to, especially to the mental ones. I think the spirit probably gets modified once you pick your shaman class. And same thing, we can do the same thing with toughness. If you make it to level 2, you can pick, get a bump up in toughness. I like that idea. I think when I think of deep ones, this is really a flavor question. Are they more or less tough? If they're larger, they're definitely tougher, but they're also like fishy. Like, are they, what are the ones in Darkest Dungeon called? Let's look those up. Pelagic something. Darkest Dungeon. Pelagic. Yeah, pelagic grouper. These guys are like kind of they're pretty weak. So if we're thinking about that vibe, they're pretty easy to kill. But what about like in other games? I think that maybe they could get a +1 toughness compared to like a normal human. Although, no, I think I'm going to leave the stat line as normal. So it's kind of like what you roll, Oh, they could be slippery. Agility. Let's see. But then we got to take it out of something. In order to make it balanced, you got to take that away. So let's let these sit for now. And also, we can actually tweak these with the origin. So maybe we'll come back to that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained on this, but there's a lot to think about. And I'm, thinking about it on stream is a different process than just like wallowing in my library going through various things. I actually have a cool book that I'm reading right now. It's one of the Tyler, do you remember those books that we got for Arkham Horror LCG? They're like little novellas.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got
they're right over there.
Yeah, so Arkham Horror did these novellas that there were like 6 of them, I think, and they each came with like an early preview of a new hero. And the other day when I was like, I'm always like looking for ideas and stuff. One of them is called The Deep Gate, and it's where Silas Marsh, a fisherman who's a Deep One hybrid, goes under Devil Reef, and I'm like, this is perfect. I need to read this. So I'm reading it right now. And when I was reading it, I realized the guy who wrote it is like half the year he sails the Caribbean. And I'm like, dude, this guy should totally write something for Pirate Borg.
Dude, he should be your new best friend.
Yeah. I read it. I read his little like author intro to my wife, and she was like, yeah, you and that guy are going to be friends.
Oh, I'm going to have to bust that. I think I have that. I think you gave me that set.
I did.
Christmas.
I gave you the whole set. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to bust that open tonight.
Yeah.
After we play Plunderlust, available now on Kickstarter. Sorry.
I like this maybe origin specific bonuses is kind of what I was thinking. Oh, one thing I don't want to forget about here is with the Haddle. I think both Abyssal and Haddle probably have a dark vision or whatever, but these guys are definitely going to have a lure. Like you know, the one, this one, like this guy, the lure that you can, oh wait, why can't you see that? Oh, let me change what I'm sharing. Sorry. Screen share, entire screen. Boom. There we go. This guy, the little lure. Okay. Let's check out this chat. Elder Deep One plus HP and lower strength agility. Yeah. But you think the strength and agility, you think the strength should go up and agility goes down because they're getting older. Their strength is higher because they're bigger. Okay, elder. So maybe +1 plus HP, maybe +1 presence because his wisdom. They've been alive longer. Plus strength. There's an argument to be made for that. And then minus agility because they're big and old. And yeah, that's not a bad idea. I like that. Let's see here. Transparent skin can give ability to blend in the surroundings. Ooh. Okay. Let's make a little abilities thing here. Ability ideas. We're gonna say transparent. It's really more like translucent skin. Translucent skin. Probably. Yeah, anglerfish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying here with this, with the Haddles, the really deep guys. Although that's probably Abyssal, and then Haddle's gonna have something else, you know. Your deep sea creatures tend to be transparent. Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna be. I don't know if the deep ones are like their origin is deep sea. I don't really know if that means, like, I think if they came up and had lived life at all above the surface in the sun, the transparent thing might be weird. We also have to remember the lens of gameplay and the lens of what will be fun and not, you know, overpowered. I know we all know this, but I'm just kind of saying it out loud. Okay, so moving on through level up options. Okay, so the way I'm leaning right now is no ability buffs based on being a deep one. That's my core thought. You start with a weapon, your clothing is D8, you don't start with a hat. Or you know what? Why not? What do we got here? Hats. Yeah, you're a pirate deep one. Why not? Let's just lean into it. I don't think that they're wearing armor. So I'm going to say D10 for a hat. Because, I mean, we're playing Pirate Borg, right? I mean, these are Deep One pirates. It's not like Deep One ambassador, you know? Deep One merchant trader, Deep One aristocrat. Although, I feel like that would be a fun side game. Can someone please make a Deep One aristocrat zine? Okay, cool. Okay, I think I got enough to kind of like put this, to smash this into here. So this is just my placeholder. This is not what it will look like, I promise. We're going to do new art for it. I don't think we're going to get to that today, though, but we're going to try it. Let's put this on the right layer. Oops. This is InDesign for anybody who's curious. Anybody who has not seen InDesign. I'm not going to use a style yet. Like sometimes I like to like when you get into the style territory, you kind of like get too locked in. I like to just use the basic paragraph and do an override. And then when I'm really kind of sure what I've got, I'll make a style. Although for classes, I often won't even make a style because especially like in Pirate Borg, there were 8 of them. And it's like, well, if you've got headers, you're going to change once and they all need to change, then you can make a style, but whatever. Okay. So let's put in some of this core information that we start with. We're going to say begins with, just paste this all in here. Begins with this, my copying from Obsidian doesn't have the styles built in, it just has the markdown. So here we go. Begins with weapon, clothing, hat, HP. Now that I could see that being tweaked. So maybe we come back to the toughness thing. Well, let's kind of spill them all out here. So what do we know we want here? Roll a D6 for your origin. Now, what I like to do here, I probably wouldn't do this in InDesign to start, but since you guys are watching, I think it'll look a little prettier. So we're going to kind of roll with that. Zoom in a bit for you here. For your origin, can we say ancestry? Oh my God. The worst spelling ever. Ancestry. Yeah, so we'll go with that. We'll do a little list here. D6. We'll just smash them all in. Okay. TK, once again, for those who don't know, that's a writing term that I use. That's easy to find when you search your document. Okay. This is definitely going to be Haddle. Now, like I said, I don't really know how Haddle is different than Abyssal yet. I think, what creatures are actually Haddle creatures? That's a good question. Haddle, deep sea. Like, I feel like that's going to be like those, what are they? The like little shrimp things that live around deep sea. I'm not good at words. The deep sea vents, like it's so cold down there, but there's those deep sea vents. I think that would be a kind of thing. I feel like the pressure would probably bother something that's from that deep, but like we're talking like no light, like zero light, like maybe they're blind. Ooh, I like that. Blind sees with sound. Interesting. Okay. I think this though is definitely a Bysol. And they're gonna have a lure. Not my name, sorry. My muscle memory makes me type my name. Abyssal lure. Someone had a mention about the lure. For the lure, roll presence and if succeeded, move target enemies closer to you. Interesting idea. I don't want it to be too powerful, especially for like a level 1 ability. I kind of feel like maybe it's more like it's a light in dark places. I'm just going to put that for a placeholder for now. Yeah, I like the bioluminescence. Yeah, that's pretty good. Deep 1 armor built in based off the scales. Okay. I think if we're going to do that, we're going to say that they're actually D6 clothing. Do they all have the armor? Like, is it a baked in deep 1 ability with the scales? Because I don't actually think the fish scales help them that much. Like, think about when you get a fish, they're easy to cut into. It's a good idea though. Let's put that on the ability ideas. We're gonna say fish scales. You guys can't see the screen, but I've got fish scales as armor. Now that could be a feature for the fighter. So let's keep that in mind. Lure. Let's see what else you guys got going on here. Sonar. Okay, it's not a bad idea at all. Yeah. That's the thing is we don't want it to just all be aquatic and mutant anglerfish. What does that do? I don't even remember. Let's go look. Aquatic mutant anglerfish. See in the dark. Yeah, see, these are really simple. See in the dark, and it has a bite. But so I think maybe what we do here is we make them significantly weaker with more abilities. So that the idea is that a low-level minnow deep one is smaller than a human. They're kind of like goblin size, maybe. And that they are squishy HP wise, but they have other abilities to kind of like balance out the thing. Okay, let's see what else we got here. I'm thinking of features that could give some game depth, like octopus tentacles be a feature for a warrior. Yeah, but see, a lot of that stuff is already in the aquatic mutant, and I don't think we want them to just feel like a catch-all ocean creature. They should be fishy. Barnacles for armor, yeah. What about a form of illusion made by a Leonard's head? Yeah, but like we want them to be as terse as possible. We don't want like at second level, you can spend your action to cause the ghostly image of a fish type creature that can fit inside a 3-foot cube. Like, we don't want to go there. That's not why people play this game, I don't think. Or maybe it is. We'll see. So let's see if we can get these 6 nailed down. So we've got definitely, this is going to be freshwater. And the question is, should freshwater be different than cenote? What would those offer mechanically? I mean, we could also just do 4. There's nothing that says there has to be 6 if we don't think we're getting interesting with them. Let's see here. Let's say cenote. Or I guess this would be like cenote and or brackish water. Brackish. Okay. Oh, and then we also I do like this idea. What if we go back to here and then we say elder? Okay, and then this would be, we need a good term for that. What's this word mean? Bathyal? Oh yeah. I wonder if I were going to remember that in like a couple of years, be like, hey, it's a bathyal deep one. Relating to the zone of the sea between the continental shelf and the abyssal zone. Okay. The bathyal zone is dimly lit, also called the twilight zone, whereas the abyssal zone is dark and known as the dark zone. Ooh, so maybe we call this a twilight deep one. This is kind of my original idea. And we call this a dark deep one. And then what would this definition call haddle? That's my real question. Let's look up the word haddle. I do a lot of Googling when I'm writing. Relating to the zone of the sea greater than approximately 20,000 feet in depth. And known as the Haddle Pelagic Zone. Haddle Pelagic Zone is the deepest region of the ocean. Yeah, this is like deep sea trench vibes. Ecology. Yeah, you're talking like, here, let me show you this image. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is twilight. This is the abyss. This is where like the lure things go. We're talking about down here. Like these are like the deep Like it's actually more of a whoa, trippy, man. It's more of a it's a great place for monsters to come from for sure. How far from the coast to get really deep? Dude, it depends on where you're at, man. There are some shelves, some sea shelves that get deep real quick. Okay, let's look these up. So euphotic, what's that mean? I think it's cool if we can get away from the science terms in the actual writing, but I love using the science for the inspiration. The upper layers of a body of water that receive enough light for photosynthesis and plant growth. Yeah, so I think like in my mind, the upper ones, yeah, the sunlit ones, they're probably a little cheerier or happier. They're probably a little prettier. They've got way more color in their skin. You know, I mean, we're not going to put all this into the class, but okay. So, but freshwater, cenote, twilight, and I think we would say like, let's give the GM a little bit to bite off. Player, you know, we're gonna say from the Bathol region. I don't know if this will stay in there, but that's what editing is for. We'll get there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is what we're doing, splitting the deep ones up by like what they're used to. Freshwater. This is like swamp. I mean, it's like what if we thought about this like more like a game designer and less like a ecology thing? This could be like a swamp deep one. This could be like a cenote deep one. Which here, chat? I know you guys are pretty tapped in. Is cenote the right word? That's what I mean. I've been in cenotes. They're so cool. But should it say sea cave instead? Like cenotes are like, is that too weird of a word for the general public, if you will? Let me know in the chat if you think that's, you know. We could also just put sea cave in the description. You know, I don't want this page to be all text. It'd be nice if it was just like kind of, you know, like we do. We like to lead with vibes. Swamp or freshwater, cenote, and then I feel like maybe instead it's like coastal, ocean. I don't know. Maybe this is getting away from it. I got an idea though, and I want to write it here. So coastal, like open ocean. That's not the best word, but open ocean, deep. Okay, let's see what chat says. It should be all scientific or all normal. I agree. We're right now we're just trying to get the ideas out. Sea cave sounds better to me, but I'm English. But English is my second language. Well, cenote, I mean, most people are not going to know cenote. But Nate says cenote is better, in my opinion. Sea cave could just imply a cave on the coast. It's definitely more Caribbean. That's definitely true. I'm trying to think like which okay, let's take a breath here and think about mechanics. So elder, we could say these are going to be like they're going to be bigger, stronger, slower. Okay. Haddle would be blind, sees with sound, maybe. I also think there's an argument to be made for that being too deep. Man, Maybe not though, man. That's kind of cool. Like, what if they're like, relay or something, Atlantis. No, Atlantis would not be Haddley deep. Haddle. Though that's very dark Caribbean. So, yeah, like at the bottom of a, ooh, sinkhole. That Lars has got me on something here. What if they were like blue hole? Haddle, because the blue holes go real deep. Blue hole. Okay, I'm getting distracted here. I need to figure out what they do. So let's work backwards. An elder deep one, bigger, stronger, slower. Yeah. I like the idea of the sunlight one, coastal sunlight. Once again, we're going to come back to the names. I like the idea of this guy being more like plus agility because they're around more predators. They're used to a much more active coral reef vibe, Okay. Okay, so then let's talk about dark abyssal lure. I definitely like the lure, even though we have that. The anglerfish can see in the dark, but if we double down into their actual deep one here, maybe this guy's got an actual light lure plus light source. That one's for sure. Let's separate them into two lists here so we can be sure. Just so you guys can see it. Ideas. And final cut. Okay. And then we need to renumber this. Start at 1. Okay, so this could be, we definitely want to do, I think Elder's pretty good. Although you're a level 1 character, why would you be an Elder? Man, you could do this all day. This is basically what it's like in my brain all the time when I'm doing these. I just don't usually have to say it out loud. So Elder. And then I got to go back up here. See, this is why you don't write it in design. Just do all this stuff later. Continue previous numbering. Thank you. We definitely want to do Haddle, Blue Hole, something, I think. Oh, my God. Here we go again. And then the dark abyssal with the light source. Yeah. You know what? Screw this list. We're going to switch to this because I can't deal with that right now. Okay, we'll cut these from here. Twilight. That's a really cool region, but what does a Twilight deep one, how is it any different mechanically? This is always a tricky part. Like, okay, well, they're kind of just from a different place. It's like, if you're from Ohio or from Georgia, what mechanic difference do you get in RPG? Let's think about this. Okay, so we know that the coastal sunlight guys, that definitely makes the cut, by the way. We know that the coastal sunlight guys are more agile. I already came up with a reason for that. I like the reason.
I have an idea.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Well, what's different between those two areas? And where there's more sunlight, there's more food, so there's more life forms. So that means they'd need to be more social, more interaction.
Go on.
So that might mean that their presence is better, or their ability to communicate or trade or interact with other people.
Oh, you're going with the presence, not See, I know it says that you're supposed to use presence for like, persuasion and stuff. Was that what we say here? But
Yeah, you could.
for me as a GM, I don't really like leaning on that stat for anything social. I like to do that all as role playing. Presence, smarts, ranged weapon, perceive, and charm.
Yeah, well, you could also go with higher spirit for willpower and interacting with magical forces, and you could raise or lower toughness based off of like a creature that's down low. When they come to the surface, they're going to be more frail because of the pressure.
I think them being deep water makes definitely a toughness thing.
Yeah.
So maybe Haddle are plus toughness because they're so deep.
Oh,
That's
I was
a
actually
good-
saying minus toughness, but sure.
No, I feel like they're used to like, and they can, Oh, another thing we should put here is I think that all deep ones can breathe underwater. Do we all agree with that?
Yes, I agreed.
Breathe underwater. Do we want to have a mechanic where they have to return to water, or is we just like let it go as that?
I think you're good. I think you're good without it because it's less words on the page.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, carry on, sir.
Okay, let's see here. Coastal. Yeah, so here what I'm getting at though is with the open ocean. What mechanic ability? We got any ideas in chat here? Swamp plus toughness, less O2, more resilient, presence, harder to spot prey, strength, and yeah, okay. Deeper you go, the better the spirit. I feel like this is like, yeah, but do we want that to affect like level 1 play? If they go deeper, then that would be cool. But I don't really know how many Pirate Borg adventures are going to be geared towards going deep diving. Deeper is stronger, having to fight greater force pressure. Yeah, I think that's what the toughness thing we were going with. Coastal, sunlight plus agility. I mean, you could just make it like they just get a buff to their strength for being deeper. Like open ocean, like they're better swimmers. Is that swim? I think I have it on here, don't I? Holding your breath is toughness, but we're not even going to need that. Swim is agility. Yeah. So I feel like maybe they should actually all. Maybe they should all be able to swim. Yeah. And then I really feel like we're going to need to get some counter actions here to pull back. I feel like breathing underwater and swimming alone, I'm going to lower their HP to help to kind of balance them out. Oh, and I forgot one that I really think needs to be on here is hybrid. Hybrid, which is a human mid transition into deep one. Once again, mechanics tricky. So that's 6 right there. Coastal, sunlight, open ocean. I mean, I like the idea of them being really simple. Twilight deep one, a dark deep one, or abyssal deep one. Abyssal deep one sounds cooler. Haddle deep one. People aren't going to get that at first, but when they look it up, they might. Abyssal deep one. What do you guys think? Abyssal deep one or dark deep one? Dark sounds a little generic to me. Yeah, open water faster. I agree, but I also thought that was my explanation for coastal. Coastal sunlight, like They're used to the coral reefs. They are abyssal. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna say abyssal. I had that graphic. Where did that graphic go? Someone's asking about here. Like this is a perfect example. Let's see if I can get it in a nice open tab here. Open image and new tab. No, that's too small. Sorry. Man, these are not working. I'll just bring this whole tab over. You guys can see what I'm talking about. You see this here? Abyssal is deep, but Haddle are like the cracks that go even deeper, like at the bottom of trenches or near what the where those hot water vents are, you know. Okay, so I like what Tyler said about coastal as being more social, however that works. Yeah, that was a good idea. Let's see. Maybe instead we say, ooh, wait. What if I called this tropical? And then we say presence from a social standpoint. And then twilight would be agility. Yeah, like I like the idea that maybe you run into, like, let's think about like it's a full RPG source book. You've got these like coral, like, or maybe maybe not tropical, but because that implies close to the tropics. It could just be a reef deep one. Presence, social, although I like tropical too. Like I'm trying to think like when people introduce their character, hi, I'm Click Glockhoven. I'm a tropical deep one. And I am working on being a shaman, you know. Yeah, present, social, twilight, deep ones. That'd be like maybe open ocean. Can I renumber this list now that I kind of have calmed down on the sanity? There we go. Look at that. I feel like the command fish option would be something a shaman can do. But even then, you have to remember that this is Pirate Borg. Obviously, there is ocean stuff, but I don't really want to give you like your whole level 1 ability is commanding minnows. Like, well, unless you can find a way to use that. I mean, you could definitely use that. And obviously some of these are there's going to be water-based spells, but we don't want a situation where you can't, like all of your abilities suck because like they're useless when you're on land. You know what I'm saying? Shallow. I mean, I had that before. I like that idea. I mean, I think it's a little funny. I think people will laugh because like deep to us could be shallow to them. So we got shallow deep ones. Yeah, and maybe there's like a little 1-sentence lore just so people get these, you know? Shallow deep one. Yep. Hybrid. Shallow, twilight, abyssal, Haddle, elder. I'm not crazy about Haddle. Hadal. Oh yeah, we had coastal. Coastal feels different than shallow to me though. You know what I'm saying? Like coastal represents how far inland, you know, or how close to the line they are, and shallow is how deep they are. You know, you see how I turn my thing? But it does kind of cover the same thing. So a coastal deep one. Okay, but then also, man, I'm really digging into this. River. Because I don't think freshwater. I'm a freshwater deep one. No, I think that's stupid. River is cool. cenote is not involved in this, but cenote could be coastal. I definitely want river. Like river one has got like piranha vibes. Maybe even, like Amazon, brackish water. Hadal. Is that how you say it? I prefer shallow. Oh, you guys are all over the place. I mean, I like shallow in there. Maybe these are different. Maybe we cut Hadal. We do have brine piranhas, yes. And also maybe the hybrid. Okay, let's take a moment to think about what the hybrid would be like mechanically, because a hybrid deep one. A hybrid deep one would be really cool to play. This is kind of what the aquatic mutant is, though. So do you like this? Would be maybe it's like maybe there's a footnote for you can all optionally play the deep one as a hybrid. Like the deep one can be selected as a hybrid. Oh yeah. I'm not worried about typos at all yet. This is all going to get rewritten. Combine. Yeah. Okay. Combine Haddle and Elder. I like that. Like it's maybe like the older you get, the deeper you get. Do you think that they go blind? The blind. Was there another name for like super? Yeah. Tommy thinks we should remove the hybrid. I'm not really opposed. I kind of want to say like maybe you could say like optional, and we'll clean all this up, of course. Optional a PC may choose this class. No, I don't. That's getting complicated. I feel like if you want to multi-class into deep one because you realize you're deep one as you got older, go for it. I don't think you need me to tell you that. I do like Elder and Haddle getting combined. So, let's just call Elder like that. Bigger, stronger, slower. Geeky Broken Hottie says, does anything in Borg live for a long time though? And a lot of these people heard me talk about this, but like people say this all the time to me. And I think it makes me feel like they have not, I'm not saying Geeky that you haven't played Pirate Borg very much, but I ran a 6-month 3, 4, 5-month campaign this year and 2 people died. And they were from the same player who made foolish decisions. I feel like if you have a smart group of players that have good devil's luck that survive the first level, that it is not that deadly, depending on how evil your GM is.
In our West Marches campaign, we only had a 26% death rate total, and a lot of those were stacked on similar players. Had 12 deaths or something.
People say that to me all the time. I think first off, everything in Morkborg has a lower starting hit die than in Pirate Borg. We bumped it up by a 1 rank for every class. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's just people read it and they're like, oh, I start with 1 hit point. But like, but Devil's Luck compared to Inspiration is like, I mean, it's
Get
black
to use
and
it
white.
after the whole table has it. There's multiple.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like harp on you midstream. I'm not correcting you. I actually don't think that's true. People say that a lot. Tyler, why don't you just stay? I think it's more fun if you're here.
Oh, all right. I was letting you do your thing.
I know. Well, when I'm on a thing, you can let me go. But I also think it's nice to have someone to talk to directly.
I love you too, brother.
Mom's here.
Oh,
everyone give him a shout out to my mom.
Oh, sorry, I clicked it.
she's the best.
I love how she always signs it the mom,
The mom, yeah.
which
My
is
mom
appropriate.
Is the best.
You know,
Mom's coming out here. I'm gonna side tangent here. Mom,
let's talk
I
about how
don't think
great mom is for a second.
I don't think I told you this, but I have redone my den. This is my office. I call it the den, and I moved my giant green. It's like for IKEA, but it looks like a giant stuffed armchair. I moved it over here, so now there's a couch and then a chair and then a TV, which is the exact same, and a window is the exact same layout as the den we grew up in. So when she comes out, Mom, we're gonna have a little mini Deep Space Nine marathon. Maybe watch some X-Files like we used to growing up. So.
I was just thinking yesterday, should I start watching X-Files like from the beginning?
My suggestion to you, unless you're just going to put it on and ignore X-Files in the background, is to look up the story arc episodes.
Arcs. Yes.
Because they were one of the first shows to really do that, but they have so many creature features and so many things that aren't on unless you just love X-Files. I mean, dude, there's 9 seasons. It's like 22 episodes a season and they're all 50 minutes. Like you're talking like if you're watching it, it's probably weeks or if not months of actually sitting and watching it.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Okay. So let's zoom out. I think cutting hybrid is the right move. I think if you know the vibe, great. But who wants to roll up a deep one and then play like a kind of deep one? That's what aquatic mutant is for, right?
I agree.
So river, I definitely want to do river. Cenote, coastal, twilight, abyssal, elder. Is there another term for like super deep? Like eldritch?
Trench?
An eldritch deep one? Is that better than elder? I know it's got a little bit more.
That is, it is to me. I mean, it certainly implies that you are of a certain type of deep one rather than location.
Yeah. Okay. This is a pretty good list, except we need to figure out what should we do. Swamp in addition to river. That's like creature from the Black Lagoon, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll cut this. Twilight has made it to the list. Open ocean kind of feels like Twilight. Sunlight.
I just hear Sigourney Weaver's voice. Welcome to the open ocean exhibit. That's a
yeah. She also did the like first season of when Planet Earth was like really big. They had her narrate it for the American audience. Though, as much as I like her, I think that David Attenborough is just like he is Planet Earth. Like it's just better when he's doing it, you know. Okay, like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The reintroduction of Magic the Gathering into my life since 3 days ago has got me thinking like, which one's the black one, which one's the blue one, which one's the green one, which is the like if we were making a Magic the Gathering set. Which actually is a pretty good way to design for an RPG. Like if you're making a Magic set, you know, or would they all be 2 colors? You know, because they're, you know, or maybe it's blue.
Both.
It's probably blue and then all of blue's relatives, right?
Yeah.
So that would be like
the core is blue for sure.
So that would be. Let's just explore this idea, right? Because that's what we're here to just kind of show what it's like to do this idea exploration. I'm gonna make a new thing here. Deep ones as colors.
Well, I said this in the chat, but I also like the idea that their skin are different.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, if you're thinking, if we're going for Morkborg as an inspiration and not other RPGs, like
it's not needed. Yeah.
We don't need to be verbose about these, you know. Okay, so here's the thing. I think this is a fun thought experiment because it'll help us get some good ideas going here. Just hypothetically, we would have blue, we'd have blue, red, or we'll do them in order. Blue, white, blue, blue. Sorry, blue, white, blue, blue, black, blue, green, or blue, red, and blue, green. Right?
I mean, at that point, you can just remove the black, but sure. Or the blue,
What?
but.
Well, so this is like open ocean, I think. Right?
Yeah.
I think
this is actually really exciting. Yeah.
I think that blue, black. Here, let's get some, so people can get nice differentiating here. I think that blue, black would be swamp.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
And we have swamps in the Dark Caribbean. We've established that. So.
Well, yeah, of course. And I mean, it could be swamps. It could be like, remember that place we were in when we went out on the boat ride in the Caribbean that was very like mangroves.
Oh,
and
one of the coolest places on the planet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then I think that
The
blue,
washing
white
machine.
is coastal. I'm going to make a jump here that blue green is coral reef, kind of like underwater forest.
Lots of life. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think if you buy,
That could be river.
it could also be river. I think
Sorry,
if we did the full spread, which would be the 5 core colors, and then they're, or maybe yeah, like if it's all deep ones and they're all, you don't have to, just assume that they're water based, then you would do green would be, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Okay. Blue, red. I mean, obviously you can go volcanic. You could go underwater mountains. I kind of feel like this could be the deep water one in a way.
Yeah. Especially with the deep water volcanic, the underwater where they live near the heat plumes. Yeah, that definitely feels like the deep water one.
Yeah. Thermal vents. Yeah. That's kind of what
vents,
I'm thinking.
That's the word. Yeah.
Deep water, open ocean. Okay. So then coastal. Yeah. Like which of these, if I say coastal, I still feel like blue green is 100% the color that would have all the coral spells, not blue white. Right? Like I feel like blue white would be like beaches and waves. Like this would be like wave magic, right?
Yeah.
And blue green would be like cast 301 coral tokens.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm gonna like scare a bunch of the Pirate Borg community away because I've gotten back into Magic.
Luke turned into a magic file. Hey, I played it for 3 hours last night on Arena, so thanks a lot for getting me back into that.
Dude, I mean, here, look, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so let me just side rant on Magic. I have noticed now that I've been playing, they've gotten crazy with the theme sets, the sets of the themes. Like, I don't care at all about Cowboy Magic the Gathering. I don't care at all. There's a black deck that has like candy cane monsters. Don't care at all.
Yeah.
Delete immediately. Uninstall. Do not email me. Don't care at all. Right? Ixalan, my dude, shut up and take my money. You can have all of my money if you can give me all, dude, look at this.
It's the Cholt. It's the Cholt.
If you guys need inspiration, look at this card. What's it called?
Yeah.
Cavern of Souls. This card, here, I'll pull it up on, this is such good inspiration for Pirate Borg. This is a Mazoan temple in a cave. And for the, look at this. For the Lord of the Rings Commander deck, it's Paths of the Dead. Like, could it get any more up my alley? You know what I'm saying? So I think there's some good inspiration in Magic. I think there's a lot of terrible stuff I do not care about at all. Just while we're on the topic, physical or digital game, Tyler and I have both started playing Arena, but I have bought some cards to play Bloomborough with my wife, which is the like Redwall Secret of Nim mouse guard version of Magic. And last night I built a frog deck and a otter wizard deck and a rabbit deck. And my God, is that game cozy when you're playing in just that set. But you know, when I play Arena and like some stupid horror monster from a, like there's someone cast like Fear of the Dark, or you know, like Fear of Fire. Like there's all these, the new set is like, I guess cool, but I don't want it to be meta. And when it's like, these are sets in a horror movie, I'm like, that doesn't feel like Magic the Gathering to me.
No.
That feels like, you know.
I saw like blaster rifles and TVs and stuff in there, and I'm like, get this out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to, like, if I'm playing Magic, I want it to all be in. That's what I like back when we used to play. It was like you're in the one theme, and all the expansions are in the theme. You know, if it was like Ixalan and then Ixalan expansions, and you just play in that Ixalan block, I'm in. Okay, sorry, watch the stream drop down to like we're here for RPGs. Stop talking about Magic the Gathering. Okay, so let's bounce this idea. Do we get anything new from this? Blue, white, coastal. I think we got coastal. Open ocean would be Twilight, I guess. But that's also a layer deeper. Open
Can you
water.
do, is there any, could you do 2 in 1? Can you do open ocean / river? Or, you know, like if they're kind of mechanically the same, you know, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Okay. I think we'll go abyssal for blue red. But coral, I don't think coral deep one is. That's not the right term for it. River deep one might be, but I don't want river and swamp.
Tropical.
I had
You
tropical
talked about that earlier. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I feel like they could be all tropical deep ones. Man, I'm kind of hitting a little bit of a block that I kind of need to do a deeper dive on. Okay, so Elder, Abyssal. Let's look at, what if I said Eldritch? That's going to give a couple different definitions. Like connotations, I mean. You get the weird, sinister, ghostly. That's the Google definition. No, I don't think Eldritch. I think that's more of a vibe of being a shaman.
What's up, Shane?
Shane, we were just talking about you.
Primal.
Wait, why was I talking about Shane?
I don't remember.
I didn't say his name, so you probably didn't know I was talking about him.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Twilight. Okay, so I mean, I guess Twilight is open ocean. Twilight's a better name. What are you? I'm a Twilight deep one. That's what you want. The kind of thing you want to say. I'm a coastal deep one. I'm a river deep one. River is for me is a slam dunk. A swamp deep one. What does a swamp deep one do mechanically? That's tough for me. I hit a wall with that. Abyssal, lure, and light source. Elder, bigger, stronger, slower. Oh, we were talking about how I played a Pirate Borg campaign for several months and had 2 player deaths, and they were both from Shane.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Bog deep one. Yeah, I'm hitting a wall with these. Okay, well let's think of it from a stat standpoint. Do any of these maybe how about this? I think Twilight gets a +1 strength from actually having to swim. I know that swimming is an agility score, but they're stronger from having to be, think about
your muscles.
If you think about a coral reef versus open water, you're thinking of like, Finding Nemo and like lobsters and stuff compared to like marlins and sharks. I think those are bigger, going to be like, if you were an open water deep one, I think you'd be, swimming with strength. instead of agility. And then we could say that the river would be agility. Due to social interactions. Okay, and then I don't really know what to do with swamp. I'm really hitting a mechanical. I guess that would be a good one for toughness. Like they're used to surviving in shitty water.
Yeah, it's just like they're disease and
Toughness, agility, present, and then I guess I mean we could just go deal with. We could just give each one a boon based off. This could be spirit, like their elder, and maybe they're not actually bigger and stronger by a whole lot. Swamp would also be on land more, less underwater. Yeah, but what is that? What is that? Shout out to our homie Zach, part of the Limithron team. Infection. Okay, yeah. Okay. I think let's just stick with this for now. I like thinking of them as magic cards. That was fun for me. I'm just imagining opening a pack and getting like Chuglog from the deep, and he's like a 3-mana legendary creature. Okay. Let's talk about the part that I definitely want to talk about before we wrap up. This is going to be what the level up options are for the 2 subclasses. So this is going to be the warrior subclass. And Tyler, do you have thoughts on whether you pick the subclass right away or not?
I liked your idea that you pick the subclass at level 2. It's your first level up. It means that when you start, you can make them a little chunkier. Like you could have their first ability just be, you can swim and breathe underwater and you have these things. Like you could make them like they don't have to be balanced if that's their first ability as well, which is kind of cool.
Wait, you lost me because I thought you were saying have it be level 2, and now I feel like you're saying
No, I'm saying have it be level 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying their level 1 ability. Like a level 1, you get an ability, right?
Well, yeah, you get an origin.
Yeah, an origin. I'm saying your origin ability, you can have an origin ability that everybody gets that's standardized, or that could become from their race or whatever. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, like basically they can breathe underwater and swim.
Yeah, if you wanted to add more or make the origins more powerful, you could as their level 1 ability. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, okay. I'm just spitting some ideas out here. I like this toughness for the swamp, yeah. Presence. Okay. So then I think we're going to I think with the warrior subclass you gain a weapon. And yeah, do you think that if you level 2 into warrior that you then get the scale thing, or should that's just going to be one of the abilities? Gain a weapon.
The thing about the D2 armor is like if I can just buy $20 in leather armor, that's not a very good ability. Like it's just okay.
Well, but it could also be like what's the one we've got? Sea turtle is an extra D2 to armor. But yeah, see when you think about this, you're in the same world as a sea turtle who gets this extra. I don't think the fish get anything. I think maybe the warrior can get maybe we do this like One Ring where it's these as the warriors get better, they get abilities, but they might also get cultural weapons like sacred armor. Like coral armor or whatever.
That could be cool. I like coral armor. I definitely thought about that when you were talking before.
Okay, so oops, we're gonna say here coral armor, cooler weapon. We're gonna say like weapon attack bonus, weapon. Yeah, so here's one thing I want to say. I just want to preface this. I think what we should be doing right in this stage, especially with only 30 minutes or so left on the stream, is idea vomiting, just getting all our ideas dumped out and not worry so much about the balance. Because what I'm thinking about right now is like, oh, we got to be careful that if we design this thing in a vacuum, it might be way more powerful than the normal classes. And we don't want that. But now to combat that idea, I'm just going to say, let's just get the ideas out and then we can worry about the, balancing later. And then this is warrior subclass. We're going to say, it's like, can I say shaman if it's not a human?
Why not?
Well, like shaman is like, there's some stuff where you got to be careful about using the word shaman in the wrong culture. But I guess we're making a fantasy culture here. So, gain a spell. I'm going to rename this, but a spell casting focus. And what did I have written for this? Oh, this is a Mork board game. We're gonna make them roll for it, right?
Yeah.
So, spellcasting focus, coral staff, obviously, conch shell, pearl. Small crab. I could make a D20 table of this. Coconut shell with, dude, it's like, see, once you're on a table, it's easy to write, like coconut shell with gemstones inside, coconut shell, jellyfish, parrot. Or I think maybe parrot seems very piratey, but maybe it could be, I'm just going to say a seabird. Okay, cool. Seagull is actually very, pelican. I'm going to say seabird. I'm going to say, actually, let's just say bird, right?
Bird.
And I'm going to say osprey because they're so badass. Pelican, seagull, parrot. Okay, we're running out of room. I'm going to have to get rid of my little deep one, dude. Here, let's try that. Turn off the glow, move this guy. Get him nice and small. Oh, and I think like a dummy, I was in a hurry and I didn't export this the right way, so I have to overwrite it. And you guys are all like, what? How dare you overwrite it, Luke? Mock-up. Boom. Okay, cool. So let's spill this over to here for now. I also got to be careful about running out of room, which I'm probably going to do. And we'll pump the shaman to a new page.
Nice.
We got any ideas from chat? Okay, wild mage, wave seer, sea seer, deep cultist. Okay, Shane. Oh, you're talking about torchbearer. Shane was it called Burning Con? Not Burning Man. In Torchbearer, you can make differences in the same culture kin by changing their nature descriptions. Maybe incorporate tags that you can use to activate a good roleplay. It's a very Torchbearer thing. Oh, wait. What do you got here? Just all emojis. Yeah. Okay, for your spellcasting focuses. Oh, yeah. These things. What are the AXO T? This is 100%. Love that. Okay. Sure, I'll put it on here. It's like you can make them so cozy pretty easily, like jellyfish that lives in a coconut shell, you know. Okay, but that's not why we're here. Let's talk about what this thing can do. So, do we think that mechanically the deep one is just like the sorcerer, and that it has 4 spells that can get better?
4 spells instead of 6. But yeah, 4. I mean, yeah.
Oh, we just have 6.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way we're going to be able, unless we're going to take 2 pages for this.
No, because there's 2 different things, you know. Yeah, 4 spells that could get better. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does have 6, but it has. You don't see it in this design, but these were definitely split into 2 different categories.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to this. I'm going to flip these because I think I'm going to need the room for the spells. Okay. Here. Okay, let's talk about the warrior. So is it weird? Is it not very Pirate Borgy to gain a weapon on level up? Like, like
it just has to be better than a weapon that you could have bought for 20 or 30 silver. You know, but it's also thematic. Like, it's a signature. It's a cool, I think it's a cool thing for the class, even if you don't use it.
Okay. Gain a weapon of cultural importance, or we'll say we'll just say gain a weapon for now. And maybe this is a dice roll. Yeah, I mean, let's go full themey with this dice roll
Full
here.
theme.
We're gonna say we obviously there's the coral sword. No, there's the coral dagger. The swordfish rapier. Oh, what's the sawfish? Sawfish. Dude, have you seen this thing?
Yeah, with the nose. Oh yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so how about a sawfish? Sawfish. Machete. Machete. Yeah. Sawfish machete. Oh, sea urchin. Oh my God, yes. Sea urchin flail. Dude,
I don't have enough space. Let's make another roll table.
Yeah, run out of dude. You know what? That's what editing is for. Sea urchin flail. Come on, don't you want to fight a deep one with this? Okay, then we need some kind of spear. Gain a weapon. Spear. What kind of spear is it? We'll just say spear for now. I don't want to get hung. Oh, my God. Duh. There's a trident. That's so obviously. Oh, I think there should be a spear and a trident.
Mm-hmm.
Hammerhead Warhammer. Hammerhead Warhammer. The thing is, though, The war. Oh, is it dead? Because like a shark would definitely rot away. It doesn't have bones. Okay, we're just gonna go with these. We're just gonna go with 6 for
It's
now.
got a jawbone.
What? Okay, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can small small crab. Small crab, coconut shell, giant pearl in a coconut shell. Yeah. Wait. I should be getting rid of them. Oh yeah, we were at D8. I'm trying to get these down. What about a hermit crab and a conch shell? Nah. Okay. Stingray tail rapier. We had the swordfish rapier. Swordfish cutlass. What's a swordfish look like? I mean, I feel like a swordfish. I feel like that's a rapier, right? That looks like a rapier to me.
Yeah, could go either way.
Stingray.
Serrated.
But a stingray could be like a. Maybe it's like a. We're just getting ideas here. So we're going to say driftwood with stingray spikes. Yeah. Okay. All right, we've got way too many now. Okay, let's talk about I like the idea that I'm so bad at leaving these chats up. I like the idea that the pearl is not in an oyster. That seems too obvious. Like I like that it's like pull out the coconut shell and open it and it's got the pearl, you know? Or maybe there's no pearl, I don't know. Although a pearl seems better than a coconut shell. I think I'm going to cut the coconut shell. Giant pearl. Okay. Let's talk about what the classes can do. So as they level up, I mean, the obvious ones for the deep one warrior are getting bonus attacks to combat, dealing more damage, getting armor.
Someone mentioned the idea of like maneuvers before.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Did you say what?
What?
What? Who's on first? Just the idea of maneuvers of like being able to attack in a certain way, or you can trip people or push people. I mean, it gets real crunchy and you don't want that to, but
yeah, I don't want anything in here that's going to be too long. It's also like, are we getting bloaty here? Like, should this be 2 classes? I don't know. It should be 4 pages. Narwhal spear. Yes.
There you go. Now you're
Mark.
talking.
Killing it.
Could you
Narwhal? What?
Could it just be one class that like you just have the choice between shaman sides of class? Like, does there need to be 2 different weapon charts? Could there just be one weapon chart?
Yeah, I like the idea that when you pick your subclass, you get a thing. I mean, I can make it fit.
Yeah.
Listen, I fit a lot of things on a lot of pages in Pirate Borg. we can definitely get that going.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's brainstorm here. What kind of spells should the shaman have? Basically these are like all water spells.
Water, wave control, air control, fish control.
Yeah, control
summoning,
weather,
teleportation,
control animals, like sea animals. What about a water, some kind of like daggone direct damage spell. And then I don't know, maybe that's just for, we'll just call it direct damage. Control wave, control weather, or we'll just say control water. I think that's pretty good. Time. I'm not going to do anything with time with this one because I don't think that it actually makes sense for a deep one. I think it goes a little more eldritchy, but there's going to be a lot of time mechanics related to the next class, which is the haunted or the unlocked soul.
That's right. Yeah.
Warrior can get an animal companion as an ability, basically the ranger of the sea in a sense. From Tommy. Yeah, control waves for sure. Madness. That's not a bad idea. One thing I had a little bit of a problem with is that I think some of the spells, like Necro Sleep, can be very, very powerful against like a boss monster, and we don't want another situation like that. What all can the Deep One groupers do in Darkest Dungeon? I think there's that's basically there's a fighter dude, and then there's the shaman, right? Seaward slash and spearfishing, pelagic shaman. Pelagic.
Pelagic.
Stress wave, call of the deep, ceremonial cut, and sea breeze. Yeah, that's kind of what we've got. Yeah, so let's keep it to 4. And I think the direct damage is the madness one because in Pirate Borg, creatures don't track. They don't even have they don't even have stats. So you don't need to do anything, but I guess really madness though could challenge their morale. I feel like we'll come back. We'll think about that. Okay, let's talk about the warrior. So obviously you could do weapon attack bonus. You can do weapon damage bonus. You could multi-attack. You could armor bonus.
Did you already say defense bonus? Yeah.
No, I did not. Defense bonus.
And there's armor bonus. You said that one, though. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking through it, too.
The Deep One NPC does not have spells. It just says, here, I'll show you in the bestiary. Let's see how quick I can get to it. Oh, it's pretty close. It just takes, it can just cast
Rituals.
A ritual, which can be really cool. You know, oops, I just closed it. I did not want to do that. Yeah, okay. So I think, do we want to go with the same kind of thing here where like I feel like it might be kind of crazy if we build in 3 bonuses for attack bonus and they get it 3 times, they'd be getting a +3 to attack.
Oh yeah, no, just one of those should do that.
So maybe these should there should be just 6 different ones. And then these should all get levels. The 4 spells that we come up with should all get levels. Or is that going to be... I like the idea of it being just 6 spells that you can learn. That'll make it nice and simple. And then I can maybe like kind of attempt to balance them, at least with the other classes, right? So let's put Madness back in here. Control weather, control water or waves. Control sea animals, direct damage, which could be cold would be what kind of appropriate with the water vibe. Cold, maybe. And then let's see here. What could number 6 be? Yeah, I mean, I'm also kind of feeling like this is feeling like a little normally, and I kind of feel like there could definitely be a step into the Morkborg vibe where you get really wacky with them, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe, you know, like Morkborg's got the one, what is it? The, you know, like the, see if I can find it. RPG Morkborg. This one class had like not the heretical priest, the occult herb master. And the classes are such a weird spot in this. Esoteric hermit. Like some of these are like, this is like a very different approach to game design than what we've ended up doing with Pirate Borg. Heretical, let's just read a few of these. Heretical priest. While wearing this holy hat, the priest's vile body fades, becoming hard to hit in combat. If you pull over the ears outside of battle, the priest becomes nearly invisible. It's pretty cool. Here we go. Occult herb master. They can make, I think, 2 of these a day. You carry a portable laboratory. Daily, you have the materials to create up to D4 doses of one of these. I think you can roll randomly. See in darkness, climb over walls for 30 minutes. Spider owl soup. That's awesome. Black poison. Yeah. Faranor's filter. Translucent oil must be dabbed right into the eyes. Heal infection and gives +2 on presence test for 4 hours. Yeah, we could do some stuff like that. I mean, I don't know that the shaman is an alchemist more. I think it's a little bit more of like a weather vibe. So maybe we lean into the weather vibe.
Nature and such. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think this is a pretty good start. What do you think?
I think it's a great start. We have an idea of what's going on, and
before we go, let's wrap this up. I'm not sure about swamp. Swamp could stay. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love river. I think coastal's great. Twilight, abyssal, elder. I'm not crazy about elder either. I feel like that could be something.
Yeah.
Maybe like elder. Maybe this could be like ancient or eldritch. Something else where it's like convey their like almost like they're like alien deep trench, you know. Yeah. And then each shaman is going to have some weapons or a spellcasting focus and some spells they can cast. Warrior will have a weapon. And then they need to level up. That's the big difference between Pirate Borg and Morkborg, is that they have some kind of level up thing. Level up trajectory.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, once again, see, I don't understand. I left and came back, and now we never had a voice problem again. Like,
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand what that is. I'm going to maybe look into another option for Thursday. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, everybody. The Kickstarter is live. It's at over 500,000, which is insane. Thank you for all your support. We're going to be live again on Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. That will be the Unlocked Soul class workshop, if you will. So we are going to be developing a class for a character who has returned from the dead, which will definitely have time mechanics, probably some teleporting mechanics. I think they're going to be very weak physically, but we're going to dig into all that on Thursday, which is pretty exciting. What else, Tyler? You got anything we need to plug?
Again, Plunderlust is launched today. I'm super excited to play it with Luke tonight or by myself if he ends up being busy.
I'm gonna play Magic the Gathering tonight with my wife for the first time in. If I don't count, remember when we bought those starter decks?
Yeah. I still
Tyler
have
and I
it.
bought starter. We were on a vacation / river trip. Like, dude, I was thinking about this yesterday. I think it was 20 years ago.
Wow.
And Brian, do you have the? Brian, put my URL in the chat. Hold on, did you have it here? Plunderlust. No, that's not it. I want to put Brian's what's it called? Brian's Kickstarter URL in the chat. Oh, JP, do you have one for yours as well? Can you put that in the chat? You guys should all check those out. Actually, we should put these in the show notes. Okay, forget about them in the chat because we're ending the chat. Brian, let's get your URL in the chat in the show notes. And Tyler, can you also get JP Couverts for his upcoming Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I've got a lot going on in my brain. Oh, look here, you can see my chats. Let me close this. Let's go back to here. Boom. Hey, everybody, what's up? Well, that was fun after we figured out the technical difficulties.
Heck yeah.
My name's Luke Stratton. I am the creator of Pirate Borg. You probably all know that. This is my brother Tyler.
Hello.
Our mom's in here somewhere. Hi, Mom. If you haven't called your mom recently, call your mom.
Call your
Come on,
mom.
guys. Call your mom. Yeah, I guess we'll see you guys all on Thursday.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Like and subscribe. Check out Plunderlust.
Smash that subscribe button. Smash. It's right here, wherever it is, somewhere down here. I promise I'll get better at this. It's that's what kind of was saying earlier, Tyler, before we did this. It's like when you're here, I feel like I fall into, oh, we're just hanging out on Discord like we do every day. And I don't know if that's interesting or not. I feel like when you weren't here, I'm like, I got to pay attention to the stream and make it seem important. But look, you know what? That's what it's like to be a person. You aren't good at things and then you try to get better at them and then you get better at them. So,
There you go.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.